Welcome back to my 5th entry in my review series, where we'll be looking at shoes that I highly recommend you check out. Today's video is a 2-for-1 special from MEERMIN Mallorca, a relatively new brand compared to some older staple brands out there that is really making a statement in the sartorial world at the moment, since their main line retails for only $195. Now, preliminarily, I'm happy to report that we're not talking about a shoe that's just barely skimping by for that price. MEERMIN's shoes, while obviously not perfect, are robust and capable competitors for what you pay. So let's get started so I can show you what exactly you'll be getting for less than $200. I think you're going to like what you see. Welcome to the Elegant Oxford. We specialize and offer premium shoe shines, dyes, and artisan patinas for quality men's brands and help others to learn the art of shoe shining. Visit theelegantoxford.com for all of your shoe care and Saphir Madai Dior needs. The shoes come in tan, heavy-duty cardboard type boxes, which I think are perfectly serviceable for what they're intended for. Now, the shoes come with only one shoe bag per pair, which, as you may know from my other reviews, is something I do not prefer at all, but that's just for your information. The large bag here feels like a rougher fabric, so it isn't very soft at all. I'd say it's more like a polyester type or a blend, but it's a stiffer material for sure. As far as bags go, it's not the best, but for the price, there's really nothing to complain about here. I don't mean to say this is the bare minimum in a punitive way at all. I'm just saying that you get what you pay for here, and it's not bad. I'm actually satisfied with what I see. Now, I decided on 2 styles for this review, and I purposefully chose basically polar opposites in the formality scale, with a plain cap-toe Oxford and antique espresso, and a pair of double monk straps in the same color for a more casual look and to highlight the differences you might see depending on what you decide for yourself. Now let's get a shoe tree inside these 2 pairs, and we can be on our way. Okay, like I mentioned, these 2 shoes are a cap-toe Oxford and a cap-toe double monk strap, both built on the Hero last, but in my case, I chose a wide G-width, also known as a European Triple E, not to be confused with an American Triple E for my wide feet. All MEERMIN shoes come normally in a standard width, however. If you have a wide foot like me, there are definitely options for you. The shoes are made using antique espresso brown French box cat from Depuis, which is a full-grain leather, so MEERMIN didn't skip out on quality there, and I'm happy to see that. Now, for anyone who has visited a shoe forum and read about MEERMIN, it's pretty well known among most owners that their shoes just require a longer break-in period. I mean, the leather isn't as stiff as I had imagined when I read about it, but it's definitely a little more rigid and, dare I say, uncooperative to the touch than other pairs I felt before. But it's not a complaint, more of an observation. With all the pairs I own, the leather on these MEERMIN most closely resembles the leather on my Field boot by Carlos Santos, which is probably my favorite boot that I own. Similarly, the leather was just a little stiff at first, but after 2 or 3 wears, it fit perfectly. When I tried on the shoes, both fit just fine, and I didn't feel any areas of the shoe that were digging into my heels, although your experience may vary, but that's happened to me with pairs from other brands as well, so sometimes it's just not avoidable. The Hero Last is a very proportioned and stable design. It's definitely not as dynamic as something you'd get with Carmina or TLB, but it's definitely more elegant and sculpted than a pair of Allen Edmonds. Both the cap-toe and the double monk are elegant and sleek and are well formed around the human foot. From my experience, the Hero Last runs true to size. It's really well suited for the average foot. Both shoes feature a nice round toe cap that's almost imperceptibly chiseled. It's not too long, so it won't bend when you walk like other models with really long cap toes, and it's not too short. The shoes feature a very classic design with a really nice modern flair. This is definitely a shoe that your dad would wear without hesitation. It's not too forward-thinking, but it isn't simply a grandpa shoe. This is exactly where you want to be with this kind of design, so I'm glad to see that it's well balanced. Now, here's something I really like about the Oxford. It features the swan neck design here, which I've always loved. It just gives the shoe a slight flair of nonchalance, so you know even though it's all business, it can still have some fun as well. The double monks feature solid metal buckles and a moderately robust construction on the straps. It all honestly looks really well done for $200. I have no complaints here at all. To be honest, the leather uppers are really fantastic for the price. I mean, they're not perfect. As you can see here, there are slightly discolored areas and some black spots here and there, but I have absolutely no complaints for $195. After a couple of wears and a good shoe shine, you'll never see a real difference, and I think in that regard, MEERMIN has found a really good place in the shoe market. There's no way I would ever have guessed that these shoes cost $195. They're just built to a higher standard than 99% of all the shoes in this price range. Now, the cap toes are a 5-eyelet Oxford with the throat sitting very close together here, which is something I really prefer over more casual Oxford styles with a larger V-gap. The double monks feature the traditional double monk flap that comes over the tongue and then buckles on the other side. Now, I do realize that the double monk is a style that you either love or absolutely hate, but I think it's really one that you should at least try once before bashing, because I really think it's a great, smart casual option you can wear with chinos or jeans, and they can definitely grow on you, so don't discount them just yet. The stitching on both shoes is all even and nothing is crass or out of place, which I honestly expected for a shoe this inexpensive, but I am pleasantly surprised to report that the double row of stitches along the vamp and forefront are all good to go on both pairs. Now let's head down to the edges and the welt. The shoes feature a nice 7 stitches per inch on both shoes, which is another pleasant surprise. I expected it to be around 4 or 5. The shoes also feature some slight welt fudging, which are those indented lines here on the welt. They aren't too stark or purposeful, but they are definitely there, which is good to see even if it's at a minimum. I know of a few brands that cost double the price of MEERMIN that ignore this fine detail. Both models feature a 270-degree Goodyear welt, which allows for a tighter heel here at the back, but just to clarify, 270-degree welts are the standard for most shoes, with 360-degree welts being less common. Both shoes feature a nice tight heel, but since the design is conservative in nature, it's not overly tight, but it's still good to go. Okay, the edges are a nice dark chestnut brown color with rounded beveled edges here both on the inside and outside of the shoe. And then near the front, the edge flattens out really nicely all the way around the cap toe to the other side. Great attention to detail here, which is another surprising element in design that I'm surprised to see for a shoe that's only $195. Now let's get down to the sole of the shoe. Here's another welcomed and surprising detail. The shoes feature closed channel stitching, which is normally reserved for pairs in the $400 plus range. To see this level of detail on a $195 shoe is absolutely astonishing, and it really places MEERMIN in a great position in relation to other brands that cost more but feature less fine details. The single oak sole on both pairs is absolutely solid. It's not too thick and it's not too thin, but it's going to last you. You can just tell by feeling it and handling the shoe, and it's all really super solid. The top lifts feature a nice rubber tip for traction and 10 nails per heel and a full leather heel stack as well, which is another good sign of quality. The finish on certain aspects of the sole aren't as clean and polished as you might want, such as the rubber tip here or certain areas here and there, but in the grand scheme of things, these are just really small mistakes that don't distract from the overwhelming positives you get for such a low cost. There's a lesson to be learned here, I think. Such a balance is critical when evaluating your expenditures in daily life. These shoes aren't cheaply made. I feel like if MEERMIN was just a cash grab to mass produce low quality yet passable shoes, they would not include the purposeful fine details that I'm seeing here. Details often ignored by other heritage brands that cost a lot more, sometimes even double the price. Again, it's not perfect, but for the price it doesn't have to be. I feel like this is honest work for what you're paying, and that makes me happy as a consumer. It's also not so cheap that it doesn't matter if the shoes suck. These are actually quality shoes that you can depend on. Now, for those who are wondering, MEERMIN is based in Mallorca, Spain, but the shoes are made in China, which is why the cost of each pair can be kept so low. One of the owners of MEERMIN, Pepe Albaladejo, was recently interviewed by Ben Robinson at Stitchdown, and the interview is really a great read if you want to learn more about the company and their philosophy behind their brand and why they have decided to outsource labor to China. I left a link in the description for those who want to read it, and for those who are wondering, Pepe Albaladejo is the great-great-grandson of Matias Pujadas of Carmina, so there's definitely some strong shoemaking history in the company. Okay, now let's get these shined up so we can see these in all their splendor, and I'll give you my final thoughts on them. Okay, in conclusion, I can honestly say that MEERMIN is a fantastic deal for the money, and they even beat out shoes that cost double the price in some cases. $195 gets you a lot of good shoe, and their higher line, Linea Maestro, which I'll be reviewing in a future video, is another astounding deal featuring a hand-welted, closed-channel stitch shoe with JR soles for only $300. Now, the shoes aren't perfect, but for those who are willing to understand and accept the nuances of the price-to-quality ratio, this is probably one, if not the best deal you can get for the money, if $195 is what you want to spend. MEERMIN also offers various attractive styles like Balmoral boots, loafers, and other really great options for those who are interested. I decided to add some burnishing to the shoes using dark brown Saphir leather dye and then shine them to a mirror finish using Saphir Pat Deluxe in neutral. I have to say that MEERMIN's leather always shines amazingly well. In fact, the best shine I've ever achieved was on a pair of MEERMIN Linea Maestro cap toes. I'm sure you've all seen the picture by now, but here it is. I can't actually wait to own more pairs. I'm really happy with what I received. I hope you like them as well. So what do you think? Are there any other brands you want me to check out? Let me know in the comments section down below. Also, don't forget to enter my giveaway, where I'll be gifting a natural crust pair of hole cuts by Carlos Santos in partnership with Herring Shoes. You'll also be getting a free Saphir bundle and a complete patina and shine customization job by me, so you can make those hole cuts look any way you want. I left a link to that video giveaway in the description of this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and share for more content in the future. Visit theelegantoxford.com if you'd like to purchase any of the shoe products you've seen me use. Make sure to check out my other videos as well if you'd like to learn more about the art of the shoe shine. Don't forget to look for me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Elegant Oxford. Remember to care for your shoes so they'll last you for years to come. Always put your best foot forward. The small details matter most, so don't forget to hashtag shine your shoes. I'll see you next time.